I see a light at the end of the tunnel. Just hope it's not a train.
Speak with me only if you have what it takes to do tracker work.
Word is the Borealis, you know? DJ? Well, she's moping around because she lost something important.
Borealis's music is god-tier level stuff, but you gotta be on Aurora to really hear it. It's an originally asked for.
You're in the Vanguard, right? Hey, thanks for your service. Cause any trouble, and I'll drag you straight to light. Got a problem? Not sure if those Korean zealots live in space or got stuck. You see any heat leeches? You've got our permission to take care of them. Things are dangerous.
You've really kicked the hornet's nest. Good. Andrea's running point on grabbing the gun stash. I need you and Vogel to keep the disciples off balance.
So we're finally doing this?
It's time, Vogel. The gloves are off. Both of you, keep the collateral damage down if you can. But it's do or die. If people are in the wrong place at the wrong time, you might not have much choice. Gang fights are no holds barred, so make your peace with it. You two coordinate whatever you need to. I have a request. I know this is asking a lot. Newell's Goods has some armor, not mil-spec ranger gear or anything, but better than the cast-off clothes the strikers wear. So if you could, well, spring for some armor upgrades, maybe convince Newell to sell it to us. All the strikers owe you big time. Any credits it costs, I promise we'll pay you back with interest. Now's the time for the strikers to make a comeback.
Move along.
And accessories for all your
Maybe I should switch from terribly to tranquility.
packaged
Less
food.
caffeine,
Check.
more herbs.
Neuroamps. Oh yeah. Those packs.
Sounds good.
Got those.
But Administrator Big...
Welcome to Newell's. If you're looking for any specific goods, Rosa Newell is my wife. Sieghart's Outfitters? Oh, come on. You don't have to pretend you haven't. I understand that. But when you're dealing with a snake like Siegert, normal commerce practices go right out the window. That man has absolutely no respect for the business. He skips merchant meetings and refuses to participate in any of our group buys. A lot of the merchants in Neon belong to a small merchants alliance. It's nothing formal. It's just a bunch of us getting together to air by standing up to the lowlifes who come in here expecting me to just hand over. I refuse to be run out of business or be... Everyone has a choice. Some are simply more difficult than others. The only way to fight Neon security is if all the merchants unify and push back on these unreasonable rules. Anyway, sorry. If you'll forgive the outburst and have a look around,
I'm applying for a job at Home Tech, but I don't...
I arrived in Neon almost, 20 years ago? I had gotten a job at Xenofresh through a friend and started working on the loading. After a few years, they moved me up to Kazanbass processing. And that's where I met Rosa for the first. She was my supervisor, but we hit it off right away. It wasn't long before we decided to quit Xenofresh, get married, and we've been in love ever since. I'd say the majority of the guards are rotten, and the few who aren't simply take a paycheck and look the other way. They have Neon completely under their control. The Freestar Collective's own security doesn't even maintain a presence here. If it wasn't for the Freestar Rangers outpost, there wouldn't be a shred of justice in this entire city. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Just be careful when you're dealing with Siegert. The first time I brought up the subject, we got into a huge argument. Siegert said he had every intention of paying Neon security and that it was final. After that, I tried to speak to him a few times, but he's always been too busy to spend the time to sit down and have a... It's obvious he has no intentions of talking to me anymore. Thanks for stopping by our shop.
Need something? Newell's Goods has a full line of equipment and accessories for all your hectic needs.
Welcome to Newell's. Let me know if you need help with anything. Oh my, do I? That's awful. I should be taking better care of my customers. You'll have to excuse me, with all the ruckus my husband's been making at the Merchant Alliance meetings. Poor old man has himself mixed up in a foolish crusade against Dietrich Sieghart. It's a little group James formed, with some of the other vendors on Neon. I'd call it more of a support group, because all they do is sit around and complain about how hard it is to... For protection, I assume. They apparently target certain businesses with some type of... We've been spared that indignity so far. I don't believe he is, no. I think my husband has Dietrich all wrong. Just, please don't tell James I said that. I don't want him to think his own wife is doubting him. It's just a feeling that I have about Dietrich. I'm sure he's paying off Neon security because he has no choice. He can't afford to fight back like my husband expects. Well, thank you. I can't remember the last time a total stranger walked into our store and offered to help. It would be so lovely to see my James happy again. He used to smile at me all the time, you know. Now all I see is worry on his face. I suppose you can speak with him about it if you like, but perhaps you'd like to browse our store a bit before you do? Okay, here you are. Oh, he'll be so upset for me telling you this. But it's such a funny story. James and I used to work on the Chasm Bass line at Xenofresh. We didn't do any of the Aurora extraction, just I was a supervisor on the line. And when the alarm went up that it had been stopped, I investigated. I find James inside a storage vat, up to his shoulders in stinky fish guts and I had to walk him to the showers, strip his work clothes, and hose him down. When he saw me standing there, he turned bright red. After the shift ended, we went out for a Terra Brew and talked. A year later, we were married. Have a good day.
I had to chase
Poor
more
James.
zone heads out of here today.
Dietrich is actually quite a lovely man, though lately he's been under a lot of pressure, when we first opened our business here in Akuchi Market, he was actually very helpful. I'm sorry, I just don't believe Dietrich is doing anything wrong paying off Neon security. Unfortunately, my husband is convinced that fighting City Hall is the way to solve all of Neon's problems. Now, James, I don't want you to get upset, but Administrator Bayou came by while you were out.
Oh, yeah? His Majesty decided to come down from his throne and walk amongst us peasants? What did he want?
He said he wanted to personally thank us for our contributions to the city and hopes for our continued support. I'm sorry.
Our contributions? Those taxes we pay are a sham, so he can line his ivory trade tower with another layer of gold. Makes me sick.
Don't even bother with.
everyone, come on in. Please, have a good look around. Yes, I'm aware of James's objections. That's partly why I don't go to the meetings. But if I don't pay Dexler, I'll lose my business. So, really, I don't have a choice here. Easy for him to say. If I don't pay Dexler, I might lose my inventory. And why is that? Rosa said that? I remember when her and James first started. They were very green. It was a different time. Okay, you've convinced me. I will stop paying Dexler his safety assurance fee. And tell the Newells I will come to the next meeting. Maybe I will even bring some beverages and snacks. You can't stand up to Neon security on an empty stomach.
Tevin Anastas has run into some trouble. Word to the wise, you don't want to face it.
Got those two.
Hey there. If you're looking for supplies, this is the place. Well, I'll be. Meanwhile, I was so damn stubborn, I made this whole thing harder than it had to be.
Given you almost went blind, working with half a kilo of fish guts in your eye. Yeah, I'd agree.
And I'd still be wandering around that storage vat helpless, if not for you. Thanks for your help on this. The Merchants Alliance is finally united. I don't know if we'll ever get a fair shake in the city, but it's a start. Appreciate the help. Oh, dear Lord. Did Briggs put you up to this? All these gangs are a menace. They are definitely the lesser evil. All right, already, all right. You pay and I'll send Briggs his armor. But this is a one-time deal. I don't want anything to do with this madness after that. I'll send the armor to Madame Savage's. Have a nice day. I had to chase more zombies.
Another day.
The disciples are gonna pay for all they've done. Madame Sauvage is a serious player in Ebside. For previous favors rendered, she's protecting us, and even the disciples won't go against her. But we take one step outside, And all bets are off. Bye.
I've been dreaming of this. Finally, Briggs is going to let me kick these disciples where it hurts. I've been telling him to let his best man loose for weeks. So thank you for changing his mind. Yeah, you better believe it. Both of us worked for that hellhole Xenofresh way back. I was a casualty of a reduction in force. But poor Briggs's leg got crushed in an accident. So Xenofresh, being the class act they are, they fired him, and later even sued him. So it was him and I on the streets. I helped him through rehab. The Ebside strikers sort of grew around us. You better believe it. The plan's simple. We hit the street runners hard in as many points as possible. Maximum chaos, right? Then Andrea can waltz into their weapons cache, snag the big guns, and then the real fun begins. No promises. The till's running empty. So if I happen to see some marks on the way, then the fishies better pay up, know what I mean? Well, Briggs ain't the only one thinking round here. Here's 3 groups of street rats for you. Me and my boys will take some others. Fun time.
I hope you aren't here to cause any trouble.
I wasn't doing anything.
Cue for a cup of coffee right about now.
Looky here. You're making this too. Yeah, right. Hold on now. We're still talking, right? Yeah. Everyone, let's go.
You're the strikers, darling. Yeah, we had those blighters all tied up. The name's Holt, and I'm here to offer you a deal. Good, you're reasonable. The strikers are old news. Positively analog. You help us take out their so-called leaders. Credits, yeah? A dumpster full of them. In order to keep a rat in place, you gotta scare it, terrify it. And if it happens to be good for a laugh, well, that's a bonus, right? And it's time to die, arsehole.
Ugh.
We got the guns, new fish. Went in, pop, 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 and the cash is ours.
And that's thanks to me and my new best mate. Hit any problems on your patrol? Hell, at first I thought you were some dumb thrill seeker. But you're, well, pretty awesome. Everything's going according to plan, Briggs.
Good. Now we hit them where it hurts. This warehouse is one of their main strongholds. Not going to lie, taking it is going to be hard. New fish, we wouldn't be here without you. What's the play? Go in guns blazing? We hold back? You'll be drawing a lot of heat, but if you think you can handle it, works for me. You heard the plan. Let's do it.
Finally doing this.
We need to back off!
Watch out! Screw off already! Oh, you're a dead man! Don't let them die for nothing! How was you dead yet?
Playtime is over. Downstairs, now.
You think Neon Security wouldn't know about what's going down? Please. Looks like you've done a bit of violence. Word is, all this is due to you. As I can see. So here's what's going to happen. Gang violence gets no one affects.
Tell that to the disciples.
No. I want you to, Mr. Briggs. The disciples have been pissing me off for far. So your gang throws off Sewer Rat Blue and starts wearing me. Or you can be found face down in the streets. And you say your goodbyes. Briggs is a smart lad. Setting street rat against street rat. Don't take too long. Time.
Good you're here. Huddle up, gang.
Is this for real?
They want me to be a cop.
Shit. We could get a real pad. Maybe even move out of website? Briggs, I'm so in.
After all we've done, Neon Security seriously will let that go?
I don't see why not. Do you really think anyone cares who stabs who in Ebside? What's your take? That's neon for you. Anyone object to going for the deal? This is your chance. No one? Good. Really good. I'll give Owen the news. I can't say I was expecting this. Whatever god or gods we please to get you to help us, know we'll be forever grateful. With resources and backup, the streets are gonna be safer. It looks like the strikers are retiring. And here's your cut.
Finally! I can leave this garbage dump. I'd rather not get mixed up with the syndicate or gang stuff. Yeah. Oh. And told me not to worry about it. Well, there you go. Business as usual. Mania Adams was looking for someone discreet for a job. Apparently, I don't qualify.
Apply today at the nearest kiosk.
I went to chef school. This ain't
Ever wonder how the Crimson Fleet seems to be everywhere? It's because they have little outposts everywhere. There were so many facilities abandoned after the Colony War, the pirates used them as forward operating bases, all over the settled systems.
You and me both.
Yeah, what? Is this important? I'm really busy right now. Let me save you some time. If you're here for a job, we're not hiring. If you're here about the conduction grid tour, we shut it down a year ago. Good. If you were, you'd be the 12th person I've turned away this year. Look, I'm sorry if I'm blowing up at you, but I've got a ton of problems. I'm afraid that things aren't going... I don't care if I'm allowed to or not. I'm happy to get this off my chest. The conduction grid went online almost 75 years ago. And since then, we haven't developed a single groundbreaking innovation. At this point, the money we're taking in as a power utility barely covers the waste that's going on in the research and development division. You'd think that, right? The problem is that Brayson Bayou, Administrator Bayou's brother, is currently heading up the R&D division. I swear to you, the man doesn't know the first thing about power systems or... Of course there are, but so far, Brayson has suppressed most of their work through pure jealousy. Look, I'm running out of options. I have a full report on Brayson that I want to send to Administrator Bayou. What do you think I should do? It describes my aggravation with how badly Brayson Bayou is running the Research and Development Division. I'm also including a list of all the failed experiments he's greenlit, and how much they've cost Genodyne as proof of his incompetence. I'm praying someone as financially successful as Administrator Bayou might be able to put aside his ego and look at this from a business perspective. You know what? You're absolutely right. I can't allow Brayson to run this company into the ground. Hey, look, thanks for helping me out with this. If there's anything else you need... That's an excellent question, and the answer for it is surprisingly simple. The conduction grid is only effective in lightning-rich environments. That's why Volai was chosen as its primary development site. Genodyne has always hoped to adapt the grid's absorption technology for other applications, but nothing public has ever been announced. The span above the city is outfitted with a specially developed electromagnetic absorption system. When a lightning discharge hits the span, the energy is instantly distributed across the grid to prevent overload. The energy is then transferred through a series of polyphasic capacitors and rectifiers to ensure all of the negative and positive strikes are equalized. At this point, the energy is clean, and it gets stored in massive storage cells in Neon's underbelly, from which it's parceled out and used for power. Genodyne was founded in 2232 by the original designer of the conduction grid, Felicia Corbin. Working from her facility in Neon, it took her almost 25 years to get the conduction grid up and running. That was Genodyne's first and last major success. As long as it doesn't get me into serious trouble. Ask away. I've only been working here for a few years now, and she's been my boss the entire time. Well, the big boss is our CEO, Mr. Harada. But I've actually never met him. He lives somewhere in New Atlantis, I think. She's my boss. She's fine, I guess. Look, like I said, I don't want to get into serious trouble. She might be a bit tough on all of us, but being responsible for Neon's power grid is a very stressful position. Whoa. Okay, that's crossing the line. I can't discuss company matters like this. I hope I can trust you. I'd like to think so. Sorry, but look. Yeah, what? Is it? Let me save you some time. Good. Look, I'm afraid that... I don't care if I'm allowed to or not. The conduction grid went on. At this point, the money would... You'd think that, right? The problem is that break... I swear to you. Of course there are. Look, I have a full report. What do you think I should do? It describes my aggravation. I'm also including a list. I'm praying someone is You know what? You're absolutely right. Hey, look, if there's anything else you... That's an excellent question. The conduction grid is... Genodyne has always... The span above the city, when a lightning discharge, the energy is then At this point, the end. Genodyne was founded in 22. Working from her facility. That was Genodyne's... As long as it doesn't... I've only been working here... Well, the big boss. She might be a bit tough. Whoa. This isn't getting... There's nothing to talk... I'm glad you understand. I hope I can trust you. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, listen. You didn't hear this from me, but I know she's up to something with Benjamin Bayou. He was in her office a few weeks ago, and they had some kind of shouting match. It got really heated until Bayou stormed out the door. I don't know what it was about, but I happen to know Miss Komiko keeps audio recordings of all her meetings in her safe. And before you ask, yes, I'll unlock it for you. Just don't tell anyone I helped, okay? We're done talking about that. Sorry. Sure, no problem. It was great speaking with you.
Keep it moving.
what that smell is. It's neon.
Sorry, I'm busy at the moment.
The way things are looking at Genodyne, might be time to polish up my resume.
All right, Ben. What was so important I had to come to the office in the middle of the night?
It's the numbers, Ayumi. I don't like what I'm seeing.
If you'd stop interfering with my company, the numbers would be better.
Your company? That's funny. I thought it belonged to Mr. Harada.
Give me a break. We both know you set up that identity so we could both reap the profits off the books.
If Genodyne was showing a profit, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
How the hell am I supposed to make a profit when all I have is your brother, the idiot, as my chief technician?
I'd choose your next words very carefully, Miss Komiko. Raise the utility costs to your clients, cut some staff, I don't care how you do it. I want Genodyne's profits soaring by the end of the month. And if I ever hear you talking about Brayson like that again, well, I'm sure you can imagine the consequences.
SSNN correspondent Nora Vasquez, on the ground in Aquila City, has reported an increase in attacks by the Shaw Gang. The notorious bandit gang, reportedly based out of the wild, somewhere outside the city, has thus far eluded capture by the Three-Star Rangers. Members of the gang continue to infiltrate the city, harassing, robbing, and in one instance even murdering one of the residents. The Three-Star Rangers have so far refused to comment to SSNN on what steps, if any, are being taken to secure Aquila City. Should any United Colony citizens need to venture to the capital of Three-Star Collective Space, remain extra vigilant.
Optic Calvin, the Settled Systems' premier financial institution. Have you tried one of our advanced teller machines?
Need a pick-me-up? At Terra Brew, we've got you covered. Morning, noon, or night. Enjoy one of our distinct coffee flavors. We're using this secret.
Micah knows how to
Let's
make a
settle
drink.
this once and for all. Velocity or Chimera?
You kidding? Chimera, all day. Why do you think I'm here?
I don't know. Chimera's nice, but Velocity, that will get you hammered.
See, you just proved my point. Down your third velocity, and you're out cold. By the third Chimera, you're floating on frickin' cloud nine.
I like coming here.
I don't know about you.
Lets me forget everything else for a bit.
Welcome. Please, make yourself comfortable. I can offer you a drink, or perhaps you're here seeking access to our members' lounge, where you can enjoy your Aurora experience in peace. Customers choose our lounge because they desire a more relaxed and sedate journey as they experience. We have no blaring music, no crowds, no chaos. No, no, not this again. You people should leave her alone. Not that it's any of your business. I refuse to let anything bad happen to her. Yeah, sure. Tell me another one. You debt collectors are low-life. Now get out of my club before I get really pissed off. Oh my god. Look. The Crimson Fleet. Sorry, well, I worry about her. Ayumi owes a lot of money around town. If you want to talk to her, of course, access to the lounge is going to cost you. Excellent. Then here is your access key. Please let us know if anything in the lounge interferes with your comfort. Of course, I recommend our house specialty, the Chimera. It's a unique triple-layer drink that I believe you'll... It consists of mild cold soju on the top, a thin layer of fruit liqueur in the middle, and a strong dark soju at the bottom. The initial mildness of Chimera slowly warms the senses. This sweetness braces the palate for the impact of the much stronger, robust finish. We have plenty to choose. May all your journeys be safe. You good?
Pardon.
What can I get for you? Hello there. On behalf of Euphorica, I welcome you to our members' lounge. I'll be happy to provide whatever you need from our private bar, too. Can I get you anything? Some Aurora, perhaps? Of course. No purchases are required. We also offer an assortment of beverages. Begging your pardon, I find that fraternizing with the customers can lead to problems. No offense intended. Thank you. Miss Komiko is a dangerous person who's involved herself in illicit activities and associates with known criminals. She's clearly using Micah for her own nefarious purposes. Nothing would make me feel more relieved than their relationship coming to an end. They met about a year ago when Miss Komiko visited Euphorica to purchase some Aurora. At first, they seemed very happy together. But recently, Miss Komiko's become more abrasive. Micah thinks they're in love, but I'm concerned that I can't bear to see Micah's heart be led astray. I trust one day she'll find a woman who will give... It doesn't take a genius to deduce that there's some sort of illegal activity going on involving Miss Komiko and Benjamin Bayou. They've met down here in the members' lounge on more than one occasion, and frankly, they don't even attempt to be discreet about it. I overheard them arguing about electrical components, delivery dates, and huge amounts of credits being split between them. Oh my goodness! I trust I haven't convinced you to... All I want is for her to be out of Micah's life. I'm certain you'll find some... Please, let me know if you'd like any Aurora.
Hello.
Anything I can get to help you relax?
Can't you see I'm busy, Estelle? What do you want? I've decided to accept your offer. Let's make sure this is absolutely clear. I don't want any screw-ups. I'll provide the shipment IDs, the equipment description, and schematics, and in return, I disable the freighter, transfer the goods, and then transport it the rest of the way for final sale. You got it. Too bad your friends back at the Key don't know you're cutting them out of the deal. I wonder what they'd say if they found out. Probably the same thing your boss in the big shiny tower would say if he knew you were funneling electrical components, right? Well, we don't have to worry about that because neither of them will ever find out, right? That's right, Toots. Let's just enjoy the credits and keep our big mouths shut, hmm? After all, it's just good business.
Yeah. What do you want? Before you continue, let me save you some time. If you're having a problem with your POW or a complaint about your rates, you need to contact our customer service department. Anything else? You must be zoned out of your mind, because there's no way anyone sober would say something like that. The Crimson Fleet, huh? This is interesting. So tell me, what... How the hell did you find that? It was Estelle Vincent, wasn't it? That bitch. I knew I should have kept that somewhere else. Here, take this pass. It should get you through the storage room entry to the facility. I'm warning you, though. Once you're inside, you're trespassing in a high-security zone. That means they shoot on sight. Good luck. You're going to need it. I suppose if I don't explain, a copy of that recording you found might end up on the next SSNN report. A few years back, the previous CEO of Generdyne went missing. As the CEO, instead, Bayou muscled his way into the company and gave me an ultimatum. I had no choice. But I decided right then and there, I was going to do whatever I could. If that meant seducing Bayou to tip him off balance, then so be it. More than you can possibly imagine. Micah is the only person in this godforsaken city that's kept me from going completely under. She doesn't want money, doesn't use me for influence or as a stepping stone to get ahead. She loves me for being me, and I love her for being the same. And when this stupid bullshit is over, If you had to work with Grayson Bayou, the man is still a totally incompetent fool, and the worst part of it is that he's Administrator Bayou's brother. So it's like having a cut on your body, and you're helplessly watching yourself bleed to death. What is this? A job interview? I'm the COO of the company, second to the top, right under our esteemed CEO, Mr. Harada. So when you ask me what I do for Generdyne, the answer is nothing. The salary helps, of course, but at the end of the day, I'm just a joke. Keeps him off the Freestar Collective's radar. They might actually step in if they discover that the same person controlling the city's regulations and bylaws. If you haven't figured it out by now, Benjamin has a stranglehold on the city. Try and get in his way, and then he uses Neon security to beat you senseless. If you get caught in Generdyne, that's on you. Good luck.
Take it easy.
Excuse me, I don't suppose you're looking for a robotics expert, are you? I have a vested interest in getting out of Neon. Fine, whatever, I'll be here if you change your mind.
Haven't seen a leech in a while. You think the city got them all?
Can you believe Xenofresh charges us a licensing fee to fish near Neon?
profit margins. Let's face it, the days of innovation at this company are long gone.
strange about this guy. There won't be time left in the day to do any actual work.
Oh, it's you. I was wondering, if you want the encryption cipher, you're welcome to it. I just don't want anyone getting hurt. When you access the computer in the power core, it sends a notification to me here. I knew you were coming, I just didn't know when. No catch. I'm not trying to trick you. You want the cipher? It's yours. At this point, I'd do anything to get back at my brother. He deserves everything he's got coming to him. Oh, don't patronize me. I know I'm no prize winner myself, but at least I don't spend my days trying to screw everyone over. You know, I've spent my entire life living in Ben's shadow. Everything always works out for him, while I've been bouncing from one job to the next, barely keeping afloat. And all the while, he laughs at me behind my back. Thinks it's hilarious to make fun of his stupid brother. Like I wouldn't eventually find out. That wouldn't do any good. For every scheme he's gotten himself into, he has a bulletproof exit strategy. Man's virtually immortal. You know what? I am sick to death of being pushed around. It's my turn to take control for once. The passcode for my terminal is GEN-41A18. That should give you access to the cipher and whatever else you need. I'm getting out of here while I still can. After you're done, I suggest you do the same. Because he's a two-faced son of a bitch, that's why. It's not like I should be surprised. When we were younger, we never got along very well. I mean, he's 11 years older than I am. We had two different mothers. Might as well have been from two separate families. And most normal families, sure. But mine was anything but normal. I never knew my actual mother. She was my father's mistress. And I was told she vanished from Neon when I was only 2 years old. Ben's mother, she didn't give a crap about me. Wouldn't even let me call her Mom. I just had to call her Liliana. Can you imagine? And then there's Dad. So buried in the day-to-day operations of Neon, he didn't have time to pay attention to his bastard son. Yeah, I've tried, but I always hit a dead end. It's as though she was here one day and suddenly vanished the next. And then her existence was erased from everyone's memory. I wouldn't be at all surprised if my father had her killed to avoid public embarrassment. Yeah, everyone's sorry. Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do, and it's nice to get this off my chest, but that's why I gave you the encryption cipher. As usual, you can thank my... At first, he made me deputy administrator. That went well, until I wouldn't cooperate with Owen Dexler and all. Then, he had me work with Valentina over at Xenofresh, helping with Aurora distribution. And now, here I am. Chief technician. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, I'm at about, I don't know, a -8. I don't have the background for this electrical engineering stuff. Chief technician? It's ridiculous. Ben stuck me down here expecting me to work miracles. He didn't stop for even a second to think of the repercussions. All I need is one breakthrough. One. And I could shove this job right in his face. Holy crap. You might be right. I mean, it would take some time, but I bet I could figure it out. Huh. All this time I've been trying to develop something new, and it's been staring me in the face for years. Thank you for giving me that kick in the ass I needed to get going. Thanks again for the talk. It really helped.
undercover over at Keltcorp. She's too good for Neon. Sounds like she's trying to help someone or something. Honestly, I kind of tuned her out.
Yeah, Owen told me not to worry about it.
Well, there you go. Business as usual.
Oh, I don't see what the big deal is. It's all legal.
Just so you know, your mother's missed you. Like a lot.
Well, hello. Didn't expect to see you here. Dear Lord, this is so awkward. Your mother found a deal. One hell of a deal.
It's a retirement present.
And, well, everyone's heard about the Astro Lounge. And the actual establishment. Well, you gotta admit, it's fancy.
I feel like we're in a movie. Wait, what are you doing here?
Yeah, nothing good happens here. I've been here long enough to know that. Figures. Oh, dear Lord. So, let's pretend this never happened, hmm?
Oh, I do think that would be best, sweetie.
Ah, there you are. What kept you? It's obvious you're here to meet someone. Fortunately for them, I assume that same someone provided you with that clever little virus you... Well, yes. You didn't think your little foray into Generdyne would go completely undetected, did you? All too well. You know, I should give credit where it's due. That virus is quite impressive. It will cost me tens of thousands of credits to remove. That's the last time I'll ever take the Crimson Fleet's capabilities for granted. Because, like the majority of revenue-generating businesses in the city, I have a vested interest in Generdyne's profits. But more importantly than simply losing money, I don't like any... And I'm a businessman, which means I know when to walk away from a deal. You want to know why? It's because I don't negotiate with pirates. No. For your kind, it's only brute force and violence. That's what they tell me. Look, I'm not here to debate. All you have to do is tell me who's profiting from the virus you've uploaded. You don't have to worry about that in the least. You point me to our little mole, and I'll do the rest. You don't even have to get your hands dirty. My dear friend, you couldn't possibly offer me enough money to offset the embarrassment that this has caused. I'm afraid you'll just have to reveal your source. Really? That's the story you're going with. Very well. There's a body that Neon Security is going to be discovering very soon. One with concrete evidence that links you to the murder. I'd say you have about 1 hour to leave this place before you have a price on your head. So, I assume this concludes our little arrangement? Oh, when you get back to the key,
Keep your nose clean. Last thing I want is you to road.
Now is the time to enhance your life. Guaranteed. So go out and your
Ever run into spacers?
You need to move some merch. Find anything else? Make sure.
ready to make your ultimate discovery?
Come on in, Flea. Hello there. If you don't see...
Sophistication, Diasporium, Neon's premier seller of all things critical and...
So, why did you drag me in here?
You said you wanted
All of
to
our
buy
items are
something nice for
guaranteed.
your girlfriend. Here we are.
Do you think I've inherited
My,
a fortune?
please forgive my disrespect. We have quite a few. In fact, there's a particular Seoka member.
She has expensive tastes.
There's expensive.
You mean kill him? Even if I wanted. Anyway, I've already taken up too much.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, yes, sir.
find something, I'll
Come back
help
soon.
you out, okay?
You never know what we'll have for sale.
Hey there, Intrepid. Brightest of today here at Starfield.
You didn't see anything. Catch my drift? I hope you aren't here.
Glad you're back. Sorry about the whole Benjamin Bayou thing at the Astral Lounge. Can you believe the nerve of that smug son of a bitch? You're not the least bit concerned that he found the virus and figured out where we were. Must be nice to be so naive. Yeah, I'm pretty much dead in the... Since Bayou flagged the virus, I can't risk accessing the system now. Now I'm in a bit of a bind. The prep work for this job put me in deep for a bunch of cash. That's exactly what I had in mind. How much, Wow, that's way more than I expected. All right, I guess we're done here. Tell Delgado if he ever needs me for anything else. And hey, you won't be hearing Rook from me anymore. As far as I'm concerned, you're one of us now. If anyone tries to tell you otherwise, you send them to talk to me. Now, how did I know you were gonna ask me that? Honestly, doesn't matter if I believe that Crix's legacy exists or not. If the man thinks that chasing shadows is gonna make us rich, I mean, I'm not gonna jump off a cliff for him or anything, but hey. I hear things are heating up back at the Key, so I might fire up my bird and head over to check things out. Rumor has it that Delgado has some solid info on the Crix's legacy story. If there's even a chance that it's true, I want to be there when Shinya Voss starts splitting the loot. Completely ruined? Nah. I was hoping it would stay on Generdyne's mainframe for the long term, but hey, at least it's already fed me a huge amount of data. Nix really knows what he's doing, though he charged me about 6 months worth of earnings. With any luck, just watch your ass. Benny isn't exactly going to be tickled that you've been talking to his brother.
Pull up a chair and have a drink. Take it easy.
Frank Rennick's all in a twist because his robot got vandalized. We had a good laugh about it back at the station.
Captain Richard, it is pleasant to meet you.
one of my stories? Or do you have one to tell me?
Let's put this bird into space.
Pumping retros. Orbit achieved. Stabilizing. Done.
Switching over to standard engines.
Nobody hails the key. Just do your business.
Ship is down dock. Perfect. Didn't even smudge the paint.
All hell's breaking loose, Rook. Delgado needs you in the repair bay with Jazz. Hooray! You got the conduction gizmo. You did exactly what we asked you to do. Good work, pat on the head. Are you ignoring me or something? Oh, it's bad. Real bad. Now get your ass...
Always listen to Delgado.
I hope you've brought me something. I was hoping you... Remember, all trades are restriction-free.